Alright, hey guys, so the Humble Monthly for April just released today, so if you were subscribed, you should see a bunch of new games in your Humble Bundle account. I think all things considered, this month was pretty great. There was some great early unlocks, and there's a few little surprises thrown in. Next month's Humble Monthly includes some great early unlocks as well. This is going to be the Humble Monthly for May, so if you want to, you can subscribe today, and you can pick up Dead Rising 4, Kerbal Space Program, and Ruiner, along with around 5 to 6 other Steam games that will unlock at the beginning of next month. If you're not familiar with the Humble Monthly, basically it's like $12 a month, and you get a bunch of great games each month. And they're kind of random, but I think it's pretty enjoyable just to get a mystery crate of cool Steam games. So May, Dead Rising 4, Kerbal Space Program, and Ruiner. This is pretty amazing, especially considering none of these games have been bundled and they're all pretty high price games. Dead Rising 4, of course, is a it's like a zombie slaughtering action game. It's a lot of fun, especially if you just want to kill hordes and hordes of zombies. It's pretty casual, or at least the older Dead Rising games were pretty casual, but they're fairly enjoyable and kind of wacky at the same time. But this game is $40 on Steam, which is pretty insane. And then there's Kerbal Space Program, which is another $40 game. I really would never recommend picking up Kerbal Space Program for $40. I think it's more like a $20 game, but it's a game where you build basically rockets and space shuttles and all sorts of good stuff, and you launch them into outer space, and you travel across the solar system. But for the most part, most of you probably won't get that far in the game. When I played it last, it was basically just building a bunch of crazy rockets and watching them blow up because they were poorly assembled, or just watching them try to get out of the atmosphere. It's actually harder than it looks to get out of the atmosphere. But a lot of people really love this game. There's a lot of great YouTube videos, a lot of great Let's Players who play Kerbal Space Program. So you might want to watch them before you decide to pick it up. And the last game, Ruiner, I think this is a top-down twin-stick action game. Looks pretty enjoyable. I haven't played it, so I don't know a whole lot about it, but the trailer looks super fast-paced and crazy action at the same time. So that looks super fun as well, and that is a $20 game. So overall, you're definitely getting your money's worth out of the early unlocks for May. So I would highly recommend picking up the next month's Humble Monthly. If you guys want to, you can use my referral link in the description below, and it'll help me out, and it'll help my channel out if you do so. But as for this month's monthly, for April, I'm just going to go through the games fairly quickly. So we got Outlast 2, pretty surprising to see that. A fantastic, very, very scary horror game that takes place in like a mental hospital, I believe. The first one did. I'm not really sure about the second one. I might try to play that game, although I'm not the biggest fan of horror games just because I get scared fairly easily and I don't like jump scares all that much, but I might have to try it out at some point. It might be kind of fun. Then we have Lara Croft Go, and then we have DSX Mankind Divided, God Eater 2, and Mafia 3, which were all the early unlocks. In my opinion, I think DSX Mankind Divided and Mafia 3 are pretty fantastic games, and I've been playing a little bit of Mafia 3 and it's been super enjoyable so far. God Eater 2 was kind of a letdown for me, but you might like it if you were a fan of the Monster Hunter series. And then we have Subterrane, not really sure about that. And then we have AER Memories of Old, and then we have Laser League. Alright, Subterrane looks really cool. It's a top-down, I guess you'd call it a zombie survival game that takes place on Mars, so you're fighting hordes of alien creatures. It looks like there's a lot of loot, a lot of crafting. You might be able to build turrets and defend your base. It's pretty interesting. This is definitely a game I want to try out. It looks super fun. Very positive reviews, so it's one of those hidden gem type deals, and typically that game is $17. The second game, AER Memories of Old, this game looks pretty beautiful. It's a exploration adventure game, so it's more about just exploring the world, pretty casual experiences, but I love games like this that are just chill, relaxing. I'm sure it has a great soundtrack to go with it. Beautiful graphics though, definitely look forward to playing this. And the other two games are a little bit smaller. Laser League is some sort of multiplayer sports game. I have no idea what's going on. I haven't played it, so I'm just gonna have to skip forward from that one. And then Lara Croft Go, I believe this originally came out on mobile phones. This is a turn-based puzzle adventure game. It has very positive reviews on Steam though, so that's quite surprising considering if it came out on, I don't know, usually games that come out on phone first don't do so well on PC, but it looks pretty good. I like the graphic style, and all as well. I'm just going to skip the early unlocks just because I mentioned those in the past, but overall I think this month's monthly was definitely worthwhile. Like I said, DSX, Mafia 3, Outlast 2, Subterrane, and I mean AR Memories of Old. I mean, all of these games, it adds up way beyond the $12. It says the MSRP is $216, which is pretty crazy compared to previous months. It's a pretty good value. And I also just want to mention that there was a couple new games added to the Humble Indie Bundle number 19, which includes Action Hank and Judge. Action Hank is a super fun game. I think I played this on my channel in the past, but it's super enjoyable, so I highly recommend picking up Action Hank if you haven't already. But that's in the second tier, which is currently at $6.27, and you also get Soma, Polybridge, and Keep Talking Nobody Explodes, which I think is a great value. Third tier includes Super Hot, although it's quite expensive. So yeah, that's about it. If you guys want to help me out, make sure you guys use my referral links in the description below. And that's it for this month's Humble Monthly. Looking forward to next month's, and looking forward to playing these games. Pretty cool, and I'll probably be playing some of these as well. I want to continue playing Mafia 3 for sure. That's super enjoyable. Might check out Subterrane and some of the others. So I'll stop rambling. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.